penguins are always the first in the room.
Why?
They just love people, really interested in people. Each of the penguins have bands on their flippers, and those bands help us to tell them apart. So I'll kind of tell you stuff about each one and identify them. This one right here, if you look at him, he's got all blue on his band. That's Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is the most curious, the biggest troublemaker, and kind of the bossiest of the penguins. If anyone's going to get bit today, it's going to be by Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is just kind of up in your face, always wondering what's going on. He's very curious all over the place. And he fights with the others a lot too, so he's probably going to fight with her in a second. He has that look when he's thinking about it.
Do the other penguins like him?
Not really. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, they'll protect him if they need to and things like that, but they do constantly argue. Our penguins tend to have made it off or paired off into mates, and everybody but Ghost Rider has a pair. So. But he's just kind of the troublemaker. So then, right over by the door, we have the female. She has yellow, black, white, yellow. She actually doesn't have a name yet. We let people donate to the aquarium to be able to name a penguin. We have 2 penguins that don't have names. But she is usually in this room for quite a while. She likes people a lot, very curious. She's also a lot shorter and fatter than the others. That's a good way to tell her apart. She does kind of have a boyfriend right now. Her boyfriend, Roto, was trying to court her for quite a while. And sometimes she would respond to it, and other times she wouldn't. I mean, basically, the courtship behavior is a bowing. So the penguins will go up to one another, and they'll make a bowing and hissing noise, and they'll do the same thing at the same time. So that's something that mated pairs will do. So Roto would go up and try to bow to her. Sometimes she would just blow him off, and the other time she would bow with him. So if he comes in here, we'll probably see some of that. And then over here we have Meg. Meg is a really cool penguin. If you look at her right now, she looks really tattered. Her feathers are kind of messed up compared to the others. And that's because Meg hasn't molted yet. She hasn't lost her feathers and grown in new ones. Once a year, penguins will drop all their feathers all at once and grow new feathers. We have a few that haven't done that yet. So Meg is one of those, and you can definitely tell she just looks a little rattier than the others because she hasn't grown in new feathers yet. This right here is Freya. Freya has brown, black, white, yellow. She only has 1 band on right now. The other one fell off not so long ago. But Freya is a big fan of walking up to the others and slapping them. And she also likes to chase the others too. So they all have their own little personalities, and they're pretty funny. So these penguins that we have here are GentooPENGUINS. They're different from the other species because they have a white stripe that go across their head. No other species has that. They also have the longest tail out of any species. Looks like Ghost Rider's going to try to take a nap. He does that. So this is one of the ways that penguins will sleep. They'll lay on their bellies and sleep, or they can stand up and sleep too. And lately Ghost Rider's been laying on his belly during the encounters. I don't know why. He just kind of decided one day, hey, I'm going to do this. That's a good thing though, because it means that he's pretty comfortable with you guys or people in general. He's making himself a little vulnerable. What are you doing? Did you guys have any questions at all?
How long do they usually live in captivity?
In captivity, they can live up to 30 years.
Wow.
So our oldest right now is 11, and our youngest, we have 3 boys that are 2 years old this month. So Ghost Rider is one of those 2-year-old boys. I think on Tuesdays actually when they turn 2.
When you said they paired up in mates, is that forever?
It depends on the individuals.
Sometimes it's not.
One of our pairs, our oldest pair, Coco and Gossamer, they've been together for about 4 years. Then we have another pair, Meg and Runner, where Runner's been with a different female every year for the past few years. So it just kind of depends on the individuals.
One of those.
They're very curious. They don't really like to touch each other though. And they do a lot of arguing, but they don't really touch arguing. So they'll just yell at each other like that. Every once in a while they might actually touch each other, nip each other, or they slap each other. But for the most part they just do kind of yelling, it looks like.
Good as tail. Let's get that.
Did you go to that penguin farm where there's pictures of out there?
Oh, those are actually green screen pictures. touch people in a green screen. So yeah, we haven't actually been to the bulk of that. So we're trying to. I really want to get out there and see.
Have they all come in here at one point in time during the encounter, or some that just refuse to come in here?
They will all come into this room. It depends mostly on the number of people. If there's only 1 or 2 people in an encounter, they'll come in. If there's nobody and it's just me in the morning cleaning, they'll come in. But there are some that really just don't come in here if there's a large group.
What's up?
Yeah, Ghost Rider likes to try to jump up on the benches. He can't make it, but he keeps trying.
How long did it take for you to feel comfortable letting people around or how long did the penguins take?
It just depends on every person. If you guys are sitting, you're fine. They do okay, but if you guys stand up, walk around, they freak out. And it just kind of takes just time. They don't really like tall people. Tall people scare them a lot. I'm not very tall, so they don't really have a problem with me, but we do have one guy here that he doesn't come in here often, but when he does, he's a pretty tall guy, and they terrify him. So it just depends on the individuals and stuff, and obviously if you're with them a lot and you're actually the one feeding them, then they get used to you a lot quicker. So.
Is there a reason he keeps his knees back like that when they walk?
Yeah, it's for balance. So their knees are higher than their hips. Which allows them to kind of move up and down on their bellies and things like that. But they hold out their flippers like that for balance.
How good's their eyesight?
Very good. So that's the best sense that they really have. They don't really have a sense of smell. Their hearing is pretty good, but their vision is the best. They can see blues and greens a lot better than anything else. That's how they find their prey and everything. You're laying down too? What is going on? It's just been really weird lately. It's funny because the light cycle does change their behavior. So they're just not getting as much sunlight, but they just act a little bit different. It's funny.
He's trying to shut. Don't eat me.
There's a squeegee behind there. Actually, all of them hate the squeegee. Absolutely hate it.
Why?
I don't know. But apparently it's everywhere because we were talking to a penguin keeper at SeaWorld and they have the same problem. They hate squeegees there too. So I don't know. But even like with the scrub brushes when we're in there scrubbing, they don't really like them. And the only one that will really come and try to attack it is Ghost Rider. So it's people this morning were laughing at me because I'm trying to clean and he keeps attacking it, running and biting me. I'm just trying to clean and he's all over the place.
Favorite bird?
I don't know if I have a favorite bird. Penguins are pretty awesome. I like them a lot, but I like kind of more the relationship building. Like with Scarlet, I can pick her up, I can touch her, and she'll kind of talk to me a little bit. These guys, if I try to touch them, they will bite me. So it just kind of depends on. I do really like the parrots, so.
So like I said, I can't remember if I read it out there or where, but they'll live with other species of penguins?
Yeah, they will. So they can be found in the wild with other species. Even zoos and aquariums are kept with other species. When we move to our larger facility, we do want more species of penguins as well. And these guys are really kind of interesting because they're actually some of the best parents of the penguins. So both the male and the female work together to take care of the young. And in zoo and aquarium settings, Gentoopenguins have been known to raise other species of penguins. If other parents have abandoned them or something, they'll kind of take over.
So if one of them were to have an egg, would you just let it run its course, like let them just do it?
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan. We haven't had any eggs yet. We thought we were maybe this past year. There was a lot of breeding and they were building nests and things, but we didn't get anything. But basically the plan is to let them do most of the work. we will step in once the chick hatches. We'll keep it out. Once the chick's about 21 days old, then we'll take it off exhibit, because at that point they're able to walk around, and then they get pushed into the pool or something like that, they can die. So at that point we'll take it off, put it into our nursery, raise it until it's about 3 months old. And when it's about 3 months old, it's the same size as everyone else. So then we'll bring it back in, do some swimming lessons with them, because they do have to learn how to swim. So yeah, when we got Ghost Rider and the 2 other boys, they were only 3 months old when they first came here, and they were the same size they are now, but man, they did not know how to swim. It was funny just trying to watch it, because they jump in the water and they have no clue how to get out. They jump and smack into the walls. Even jumping in, they just belly flop
You have to
in.
get them out?
There have been a few times where we've had to net a penguin out, or just reach in and grab them. So we do have a little ledge in there that we had to build for them, so that they can jump out easier, but it's kind of funny. They definitely have to learn.
You should give him a squeegee.
How high can they jump? Like, is that a pretty big?
That's not too big. They can get maybe 6 to 8 inches. Here's Ghost Rider starting trouble. But they're able to climb and kind of hop around. When they're in the water and they're jumping out of the water, they can get 4 feet out of there, or out of the water.
Go poop and then you can come back. Potty break time.
They naturally just float on the top like that.
Yeah, they're pretty naturally buoyant. So what they're doing right now